Hi, I'm Ben Pearson, former Channel 5 police interceptor, all round just nice guy. We are now doing question and answers, and these are the ones that you've sent to me on Instagram. The man that shot himself, searched him in custody, and it was something hard down the back of his pants, and I thought it were a knife. When I squeezed it, it were a crusty, and when I squeezed it, it went poof, and it let out a smell, and it went like that. So we had to get him in the shower, and it was one of those things that I just think I'd wish I'd never done. He did then go into the cells and do a dirty process in the cells, and then we had to go in full Socko suits and clean it all out and lock him up and put him in another cell. So yeah, I wish I'd never locked him up. We didn't. It was too hot in our car. We permanently had air conditioning on. The police station had air conditioning on, but when we were out at a scene and we stood in with the gear, we didn't. We had sweat running down inside his legs into his boots. His socks were wet through. I remember once going on duty and it was that hot. It was like 30 degrees, and my boxer shorts were as wet as just being put in a bowl of water and being put back on. So when you take your stab vest off as well, your tops are wringing wet. When you used to go into the traffic office, it stunk. And you know that right male sweaty smell that smells like cabbages and cauliflower kind of thing? It was like that, but amplified, because every single bloke in there was sweating, and it was just disgusting. So yeah, we don't cope. When I was with certain people, they were fantastic. They'd always talk to you, or they'd always ring you, text you next day. Used to get sometimes a bit of a debriefing. A lot of it, though, this is why I retired. A lot of it was just kept under carpet, so to speak. But yeah, Baby Ben were really good. He used to talk to me a lot, and Shabba as well. So yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Good question was that. I like that. I miss you too. I miss Baby Ben. I text him. We text each other probably once or twice a week. We see each other a couple of times every 2 months kind of thing. He's got his own life. He's busy. He's transferred to North Yorkshire. I've asked him about a video. At the moment, he doesn't really want to do one, and it's not because he doesn't like it. It's just he's just busy doing other things at the moment. I hope to get a video with him, and I hope to get a podcast with him as well. So watch his space. And Ben, if you're watching, I love you. It's always I need a shit or I've shit my pants. It's very, very rare. We've had all these things. My son's in hospital, my mum's dying, they're turning life support off, or I need to get so-and-so very quick. But the other ones are just literally, I've shat my pants and I need to get to hospital. I need to get to wherever to clean myself up, or I'm dying for a poo. And that's people's excuses. I think it's because it's so quick speed into getting pulled over. Your brain rattles around, and the simplest thing is you just think, I just need to have a shit. So yeah, don't speed and don't say you need to have a shit. Think of something more creative and we'll probably let you go. Be a sponge, keep your head down, be a sponge. People don't like the what if guy, you know, always puts his hand up and, well, yeah, but what happens if this, what happens if that? And people don't like the cocky bullshitter. They're just like those ones at the back that keep their head down, watching, learning and prowling basically. So I'm sure you'll make a great officer, and just be a sponge. Soak it all up and enjoy it more than anything else. I'd always recommend joining the police. Like I said, I'd recommend people join Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, Emergency Services. I'd recommend them all. But yeah, I'd recommend everyone joining police. And yeah, I've noticed a massive change in how the public sees police over the last couple of years. There's been too much in the media. There's been too many things happen for people not to notice. But again, that's that different force. It's not our forces. It's not West Yorkshire Force. But yeah, I think there's a massive change in how people see the police, and I think polices do need to change certain aspects of what they do. Good question. Ashes to Ashes, but I wanted to be in the 80s one, when he drives to Fire Up the Quattro, Bad Boys, and then it'd have to be Bad Boys 2. I like that one. But last but not least, I want to be in SWAT. That were an awesome film with that. Colin Farrell. I think it was 2001 it was made, 2002. Awesome film, loved it to bits. So I'd probably want to be in that. But yeah, I like that. Good question as well. Yes, just thinking about that. Yeah, I have. But all it was is someone overtook me in an illegal place and did a dangerous manoeuvre. So I phoned, on this world going on from work, I phoned one of my colleagues that was on duty. He came and stopped the vehicle. And basically the lad who was driving was just completely not a tool. But I haven't done it when I've gone out and flashed my warrant card, because I wouldn't do that when I'm off duty. That's not for me to do, because like I said, you're risking your family's welfare and you're risking getting a kick in at the side of the road. No, if I'd have stayed in the police, one of my things that I was going to do was do my sergeants if I'd have stayed in police. If I wasn't mentally ill, and I was getting at a point where I think it's because of the mental illness, I didn't want to be in traffic anymore, but I'd have probably tried to be a sergeant. Our lass has done it, my friends have done it, and I think that's the only place you could really go, is go up. But it really didn't interest me that much. That's why after 19 years, it was just like, nah. But I'd have probably tried if I didn't retire out. It'd be something that would be race prepped with an off-road capability as well, because that's what people do. So you could look at something like, say, a Subaru Impreza or an Evo 8, something like that style car, but obviously it'd be a new version. And it would have no back seats in. It would have a plastic, like our Americans do, a plastic sheet between us and the back seat, and it'd have more of a bench seat in the back, because you don't really need a seat in the back. Because all you're going to do is you get people in, you can write tickets outside the road, you can get people in that do tickets. It would have a high suspension level, it'd have an extremely powerful engine. And yeah, because people think they can outdrive you by going off road, and like, I've chased you, or you chased me, officer, but I ditched you. Well, you didn't ditch us, you drove off road, and I'm driving a £50,000 car, and I can't be asked knacking it up, where you're driving a stolen car and you don't care. Match for match on a road, you wouldn't beat us. So yeah, it'd be something like that. If I could go back in time, I'd probably pick an Evo 8, Evo 7 or Evo 8. Yes, I would, definitely. I've put a TV idea together for a TV channel. So if that comes off, it could be my idea, and I'd gladly work on that. I'd be a police advisor for other things that they wanted me to do. There are certain things that you watch on TV that have pursuits in, or have T-packs and boxing, and they're not done how they should be done. So I don't know who advise on that, but yeah, I'd definitely advise on TV and film. My final book is 3/4 of the way done. The only thing is, it's time. So if you look at my family life, you look at I do the lectures, the mental health, charity stuff, the meet and greets, then you look at the podcast, the YouTube channel. I'm also trying to get the second book done on an audio version, which is just going to take a while. So it's just fitting. There's just not enough hours in there, but it is coming. And hopefully I'm going to try and get it done before November. So thank you for that. That's a great question. Yes, I would encourage them, but I'd also want them to step away from the police. If they said I definitely want to be a police officer, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine, because your mum and dad have been. But I'd really say, think about stuff like the RAF, think about stuff like being a fighter pilot, an aircraft technician, doing something like that. I think there's bigger things to do in the world, and where you can see the world. If you join West Yorkshire Police, you're in West Yorkshire, but if you join the RAF, you join the Army, the Navy, you see the world, and there's things in there that you could do to put your skill level up. So that's what I'd recommend them doing. But I think I've already said they're going to be a doctor, a vet, or a lawyer. I were in a beat car, and I was pursuing a Peugeot 205 1.9 GTI on frost. And I remember chasing it down the road in Keighley. I think I got 3 years in job, so I wasn't in traffic, I wasn't an advanced driver. And it was quite funny, really. He'd gone down this road, lost control on ice, and he'd skidded and smashed it like 3 cars. But I was coming down the road behind him, and I put my foot on brake, and I was sat next to, like, called Adam. And our car just literally locked up and went in a straight line. And I remember just looking at Adam, his car's going probably 50 mile an hour, skidding towards this melee of cars crashing the road. And I just remember looking at Adam, and Adam looked at me, and it felt like it took ages. And I just went, sorry, Adam. And Adam looked at me and went, it's all right, mate, not a problem at all. And it went, boof! And I went this car, and it was that moment when we're skidding towards the melee in the road that I thought, this has gone wrong. This has gone wrong big style. And I fucked up massively. He got arrested, got convicted, and went to prison, which was a good job. Camera crew, no, they didn't. They were fantastic. All the camera crews, James, Mike, Phil, everyone that were all always there, they were fantastic with us. They never got in his way. They always advised us. They're always there saying, oh, we've caught that, we've got this, we've got that. And they caught things that we actually didn't see or we didn't know. And they've remained good. And I'm going to say lifelong friends because I still talk to them now. They've remained absolutely fantastic friends and I love them a bit. So no, they were good. Yeah, I think in my career I've had, three official complaints. One of them I got accused of being racist over an arrest. So this is how it works. Locked this lad up. He tried to swing for me. I locked him up. Public order offence. Got back into cells, and he got checked through. He was fine, but his brother put in a complaint saying I was racist and that I broke his brother's arm. They went down to custody. His brother didn't have a broken arm. There was nothing wrong with him. But you still get served papers saying you're being investigated for being racist. It's like an open thing, and then they've got to close it saying it's been finalised as no further evidence or verbal agreement or whatever it is. And I've had one or two for complaints for traffic investigations that weren't done completely, investigated completely, but the people who were on the other side, the witnesses, suspects or complainants, weren't happy with the final outcome because they don't understand you need witnesses or you need a proper investigation to be able to go somewhere, and it wasn't. My car were in as the car park, there were no one around, no CCTV, it's been damaged. I believe it was this car. Well, it's not going to go anywhere. I can't prosecute anyone over that. And then a complaint comes in. When a complaint comes in, if it don't want to be dealt with by an inspector who obviously deals with it correctly, they're an independent inspector, not your inspector. It'll go to professional standards and they make a complaint. You serve regulation papers and they'll deal with you as like a criminal case. If you think it's going to be going somewhere, it goes to Independent Police Complaints Commission and CPS and you get prosecuted. So I think I've had 3 over 19 years. All have gone no further action because there's never been any evidence and I've never done all wrong. No, but I don't Kit Kats in tea. Twixes. I don't know if you know on a Kit Kat, you can buy end off both sides of a Kit Kat, put it in tea and suck it, and tea comes up through the middle of Kit Kat. Do you know that? And it goes right soggy really quickly so you can put it in. That's really good, so have a try that. Personally, again, I think it should be decriminalised. I think there's a way it could be brought in and taxed. There's a way we can trace for it. The way I see stuff is, and this is the way I see stuff, and this is why I'm got mental health issues and brain damage and stuff. If you've got alcohol there and people can drink alcohol and have alcohol poisoning and be alcoholics, and you've got people that can chain smoke and then have lung cancer, why are you letting them do that if they can't do cannabis? Because all it's going to do is you can get drunk and drive, you can smoke. It's the same sort of thing. So I think it's because you can't tax it. I think because they can't get a proper supplier to come in because it's done through criminal underworld. But I think it's California's legal, Amsterdam's legal, there's places in other places in America where it's legal. If you can do that, it cuts out the drug dealers, makes it legal, sell it. I don't see a problem with it. Ooh, right. I've had this before. I'm not putting my hand in a greasy bucket, so KFC's out. McDonald's is what I go to most when I was on duty, but only because there weren't enough Burger Kings. So McDonald's was my go-to one, and the last Burger King I had at Rhodes Airport just before I come back off holiday, hence the tan. I think Burger King is a better burger. I think it's a more nutritious burger, and it tastes better, and it's bigger. But McDonald's is the one I go to because there's no Burger Kings around me. Nee-naw, woo. Oh, I don't know.
I think nee-naw's like...
Nee-naw's more an ambulance.
Car,
yeah. Nee-naw's an old police car. So now it's... Sounds like a phone on it. No, it's woo. It's weep whoop. Weep whoop, whoop weep, and then bullhorn. Which is... Whoop, whoop. Yeah, fuck it, I don't know what I'm doing. Right, thank you very much for all your questions. Hope you liked it. Good questions there coming in. Keep them coming in if you want to do more. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, follow, and click the icon button and you'll get all notifications that you need to do. Yeah, big love and thanks for your constant support. See you soon.